Seiyunchin, segments of the kata, and working kind of kakie flow drill kind of ideas. What happens when the person blocks? What happens when the person grabs or seizes, etc. And it is a different point of departure from the classical two-hand break out, redirect, etc. All right, kakie. 1, okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hold, I'm going to let him go, I'm going to bring this hand in, trap, and I'm striking. Round, trap, brine, block. So he blocks to protect his head, step in and strike. Just drop the sand, bring it around, step in, strike the sand, grab. Let's go to the other side, please. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will hold him, he will push, redirect and strike. He has blocked, move in and strike the groin. I hold, he gets frustrated, he pushes my hand down, he punches, and off we go. We're just making it fit for now. Hold, he pushes down, punches. I'm doing a very big block, grabbing and striking. As you start to look at karate more holistically and more seriously, you will start realizing that a lot of the very, very fixed formalized movement, fixed formalized bunkai, has got no practical implications when you walk outside. You have to adapt. The first rule of martial art is everything changes, everything evolves, everything moves forward. And the second thing is adaptation. The two go hand in glove together. And if you don't have change and evolution of what you're doing, and you do not have automatically adaptation, you are a relic. Kakie and oil training are designed for you to explore your karate. There's another set of developmental stages that are used in karate, which are shuhari. And if you are only copying and only doing what your sensei says and never looking left and never looking right, you're stuck in the shu phase. You have never unpacked, broken apart, thought about it for yourself, had that zen moment that comes from ha and ri. The next thing is, we're also making it very clear this is not what you do in grading. What you do for grading is one thing. This is about your personal growth and development. Okay? Nobody touches and engages and holds in a static position like kakie in combat. It is fast, it's visceral, and it is aggressive, and it's vigorous. And so one of the things you've got to understand is that if you don't understand the roots and you don't have adaptation, well, guess what? You're going to get beaten up. You're going to wake up on the sidewalk minus your shoes. And we're going to just simply pull down and hit. All right? I'm making a little bit of space. I'm holding, and I'm literally pulling down and hitting. And it's a very, very basic idea. All right? I can clear and hit with the other hand. It may be, if we want to stick to like the idea of the bunkai, he grabs onto my hand from there. Now, do I pull and hit? How do I get out of him grabbing onto my hand? Or I push and he grabs onto my hand. He covers or just push down on the arm. Stop me from pulling my hand back. Okay, so he's pulled onto my hand. Now, I don't need to break free. He's committed both arms. I just need to clock him. All right, so 1, 2. When you do this, one hand, we taught that this is some kind of support in that, but one hand, different chain of thought would be one hand is involved in doing something to him. So maybe he's pushing, he's very strong, push against me, Brian, push, push, push. He's holding me. one hand, and punch or punch, push, he holds, I punch, he's going to block with this hand, block. All right, so this hand is out of the equation, it's been pushed out the way. All I'm going to do is slip it around and move forward. Let's try with the other hand so they can see on camera. So Brian holds me, I do this, he's cleared, I just move around, and we move in and we go to the elbow strike. So we're effectively going 1, 2. Brian holds, I do 1, 2, 3, block with this hand, he blocks. Oh boy, I've got a problem. The next move is to clear this hand, block, block, and strike. Okay, so I'm on the inside, I'm in the danger zone. So when we do this and this, we're in the danger zone. That other hand is free, but he's blocked. What I'm going to do is try and clear this hand. I need to get it out the way. I might pull, strike, I might grab, he's blocked here, I might club him with this hand or smack him with that hand. There are a couple of options for this. But I'm here, I've moved in, my ribs are exposed. So Brian is going to hit for my ribs. 1, 2. And maybe I use a gedan barai for the first one, gedan barai for the second one. So we've got a flow drill that covers some movements and a change of direction. Change of direction means I change my position in space. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brian, 6, 7. And now you just drill it and have fun with it. So we covered a couple of ideas. From there, let's go to here. If that was a little bit too advanced, then maybe 1. Now Brian starts to block. 1, 2. Okay? The whole time I've actually seized on to this hand. Seized on. All right. I like that. Okay. He's got me. Use your stance. It's an integral part of what we're doing. That was crap. Oh well. Back to the drawing board with it. Okay? A little bit slow there, Brian. Oh, okay. This is kind of cool. Like that. Straight in. See what happens? That's even better. Okay, so we play. And hopefully you come up with something. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Brian's like, oh no, let's go this side. So we'll do like the most basic classical idea. Lift his arm. Protect your face from. Twist your body. Make yourself compress like a spring. Step through. Pull. Strike. And we're affecting his structure. We're pulling. We're pushing his body. All we need to do now is include the legs. All right. That's going somewhere else. Oh boy, another hand coming towards my head. And we can play. So many beautiful things to do with gedan barai and with the combination high and low block. I'm going to try and do it where the block is low and the hand is high. More like Seiyunchin Ryu, maybe, where pull and hyperextend. All right, let's move on. So we're here. Bit unorthodox, but okay. He punches. Doesn't work so good. Maybe got to clear that arm a bit better. So I did it in the opposite direction. So one, there's the Sukui-uke, there's the other hand, and the uraken. All right, most of the time it gets taught 1, 2, 3, 4. So just swapping it around, changing it up. Sometimes you have to. It's all about adaptation. Okay? All right. 3, 4. Actually, barai. Inner reaping leg. I like that one. How was that, Brian? All right. Unorthodox, maybe. All right. 1, 2. I spoke about this talking about doing sai last week. So, Seiyunchin the same. And obviously the most logical thing is just absorb, strike, and attack. Okay? All right. It's more like Seiyunchin. And again, Brian maybe defends. So now we can work somewhere. So I do 1, 2, 3. Got his hand, grab on, uppercut. Have you noticed? Step behind him so he cannot sweep me. My strength is here. If Brian pulls back, he's going to be pulling against my strength. All right? I'm hitting and he's starting to collapse. Attack or do whatever you wish. More basic. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Okay. And another move. Change of. Not going to change direction. It's just going to be an absolute nasty person. Forward bear hug, collapse onto me. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's assume we've hit him. And this is happening. All right, now, how can I use that to my advantage? Yeah, maybe clutching at straws a bit, but it's the idea. Maybe. Okay. Oh. I like that. Deviant, isn't it? Bad sweep. Brian's making me look good. How's that, Brian? Nasty. Affecting him. Now. Oh, no kicks in Seiyunchin. Okay, we're not allowed to do that. One. Punch. 2, 3. Go for it. Punch. our friend Sensei Mario likes this idea of hitting and smacking. He did a demonstration on Tensho many years ago, and the uke got lots of slaps and lots of strikes. And this is part of that idea of absorb, and when you release, it's a flurry of blows. It's a description that has appeared once or twice in a couple of old karate books where they describe all the schools, and it's this. Goju is synonymous with very close fighting and a lot of absorbing, and then a release and a flurry of blows to follow that leave their opponent devastated. And this is like a really good place to see that in action. Maybe a couple of other spots already. We're here. The common idea is that this is an attack from behind and you're breaking out, but in fact, I'm using it as a forward an attack to the body. Could even be an attack, second one here, followed with the next two movements. So technically speaking, I've gone from this point 1, 2, 3, 4. It could also just be as simple as, that's better. I got Tagiyashi on. All right, how's that feel, Brian? All right, can't do it with shoes though, so meaningless. And again, if you've stepped next to the foot, you can just drag the foot. All right.
Punch.
Yep, punch. That way around. There we go. That's where I want to go. Maybe we need to add in another punch. Okay, so 1, 2, punch, Brian, go, gave you 2 hands. 3, 4, 5. Wrong side, Shay. Got to make it fit. All right, 1, 2, 3. Perfect, thanks, Brian. 4, 5. I like that one. It led him straight into what I wanted. So, 1, I've used the same hand, very awkward. 2, he's punched, drop, hook, pull, strike, look for this. Maybe drop, pull, he now looks to attack the legs, so he's shooting for hips and legs, and so that puts him straight into my guillotine, and we choke. All right, hey, arigatou gozaimasu, Brian. So, ideas of Seiyunchin kata, and never ever forget that you need to train for yourself. Had a very lacquer meeting yesterday, and a coffee with a student of mine, and we were talking about the importance of partner work. And we started to go, hold on, how important is it? And it's probably the most important thing. So when you are training and when you come to the dojo and you're early and you're training and you're allowed to have free time in the dojo, if you're allowed to have free time in the dojo. I know some dojo sensei says you do and you dare not look left or right. But when you're allowed to have free time in the dojo, or you get together with a friend and you have free training in that, in a controlled, safe way, you're starting to build the ideas from your kata, extract from the bunkai you've been taught, the kehon, the foundation, bunkai, and now you have to develop it. I think one of the most legitimate, honest criticisms of karate do, across the board, across the spectrum, as a generalization, so some schools may be different from this and some schools may be worse at this, is the simple fact that we never ever take it to a place where it can be done against resistance, where it can be done with a non-compliant opponent, and this is a process. If we want to make things work that are complicated, we have to build our muscle memory up first. We have to become good at it first at a lower intensity, and then we need to tighten the screws. We also need to appreciate that none of the sophisticated, elaborate hand and foot movements that you see in something like this will ever become a reality and be exactly the same on the street. And it comes down to those two important things that are the common constants in martial art. change and adaptation. Without the change, you're not forced to adapt. Without adaptation, you're not preparing yourself adequately for the street. So that is where I leave you. I hope you have, I'm going to date stamp this, I hope you have a nice Easter. Those of you who are in the middle of your fasting for Ramadan, I hope your fast is going well. My friends who are about to celebrate Pesach, have a lekker Passover. And for everybody else out there, just keep training. I hope you have an awesome weekend. We're about to go into a long weekend in South Africa. So hopefully you get time to watch and enjoy this, and hopefully it has time to stew and to give you some ideas, some inspiration to train that little bit harder. And to hook up with somebody in the dojo, a friend, and to train with them in a way that is constructive, that you both benefit. Hi, Brian, come let's think about. Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Sayonara. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Out we go.